when I was in SKT, but like Kuma coach was like trying to tell like everything that like if you go in the game, like age doesn't matter. He was like that's what he was like trying to comment first before the start of the review. Like just say whatever you want, say whatever you think that if that thing's like wrong, just say it. Like it doesn't really matter about like age because this is like we're just everyone here to win. So.
This is Zento from Esports Heaven, and I have here with me Huni from Clutch Gaming. And you guys just got a win, and you had played Rumble today, which is not too surprising from you considering your record with Rumble. But what makes Rumble so good, within the current meta, or is it just that you feel very comfortable on the pick itself?
I think it's really both that like the reason I pick Rumble on the stage like most of the time that when I can, like because it's like I'm really comfortable playing just Rumble always. At the same time, this meta is like it's really fast if you see it. Like you need to win the lane phases, and then like as soon as the TP advantage is like the balance is like break it, then it's like somewhere is gonna be like losing. Like even bottom, even Drake, because they also kind of nerf it the TPs. That means like the TP value is like way more important than it used to be. Because like this, it used to be like 5-minute advantage TP, but they even get more TP advantage, which is like 360 seconds, which is like it's ridiculous. It's like one of the longest spells, summoner spells that you need to wait for it if you want to use again. So from there, when I'm playing Rumble, like TP advantage is like really ridiculous because the lane phase is like really strong early game. Yeah. So from there, like I think it's really fit this meta too.
So it seems like, the meta is going more towards solo lanes, but more specifically, I noticed that Rift Herald is pretty important now, especially with turret plates. So how do you feel about the comfortability of there being more focused towards the top lane and top lane objectives like Rift Herald?
I mean, honestly, I'm not really totally agree about like the lifter. This makes top lane really important because like since lifter becomes more important. From there is like both you starts to move topside at 10 minutes. Like, that makes the games like it's not like top is more important. Like of course it's to be good like if you have top prior and mid prior, but like if you have both prior, just like everything is just like messed up. Like enemy bot you winning, that means like just 9:30 they just press B and there's come for lifter. And even though I have top prior, like what are we gonna do? Just 5 versus 5 on the lifter? That's pure kind of coin flip. At the same time, like if they have both duo first that they dare because they have both prior, then totally makes sense that we cannot even control. So that means like it's still really important from just like both duo laning. I feel like no matter what because they're nearly putting 2 peoples on the bottom.
Yeah.
And that makes like games way easier for like who moves first. So as soon as like they have both prior, I think it's more important that like we just need to kind of like being defended like for the lifter. It's not like have top prior, like let's go lifter 10 minutes. And Ibuti is there, like whatever we're gonna do.
Yeah.
Like it's
so bot duos are still important in the game.
It's really important, I think. Okay. Like obviously mid prior is like most important one of thing, but for sure I think bot prior at the same time they need to be smart for about to like taking object because there's only 5-minute window that like you can take Drake 5 minutes between 10 minutes because you need to shift to lifter because in this meta right now. If you're trading with the Drake and Lifter, that's totally Lifter size usually like feels better. Yeah. So you should be understand that way.
Okay. So I want to get your thoughts on the situation of leadership within Clutch Gaming because I feel like with the dynamic of Piglet being gone now and Cody Sun being in, not only do a lot of people think that Piglet is kind of like one of these shot callers, but also it just entirely changes the dynamic of your team anyways because it's a new player. So what are your thoughts on the leadership right now in terms of shot calling for Clutch?
I think we actually have kind of a lot of problem with the communications, like who made the call, who made the plan, like who should be like listening more. But most likely, like we're just not playing like as an individual, and same time we need to be more like open mind for like about to make a plan because like we're kind of like lacking up making plan first of all, making the call, and what happened from there is like we have all informations, but we just don't know what to do pretty much in the middle game. So we're just like really focusing on that, like what we should do. So from there, I don't think we really necessary that someone really have to take all responsibility that's being shot caller, but I think someone like it should be like really flexible that, oh, if this guy think that this is correct, then just make the call, because like it's gonna be fine. Like also there's a chance that this call could be wrong, but there's also a chance that enemy team play wrong too. Like also this situation could be like correct call, but this situation could be like wrong call. So like anytime should be like everyone should be having like same responsibility, that like should be able to make a call and like whatever you're gonna do.
Okay, so I had gotten just an interview with DeMonte, and before we were talking about age when it comes to Korean culture and how age is highly respected within Korean culture, more so than at least American culture. But when it comes to esports, what are your thoughts on age and veterancy giving a little bit more power towards someone who's older when it comes to esports? Because DeMonte had said to me, he was like, well, from my thoughts when I understood Huni talking about it, because I talked to him previously, that someone who's really good and yet really young could still demand the same amount of respect as someone who's like 30. So what are your thoughts, and like could you expand on that a little?
I mean, honestly, like for sure I agree that like in Asian culture, either Korean cultures, that like you kind of no matter what need to respect like for older people. I mean, you still like in Americans, you still kind of do, but it's like not as much as like Korea, because like they think that the age is like kind of like really powerful. So it's really kind of hard to talk as a Korean that like, let's say for the like who's older than me, like even though like he say some like wrong thing, it's kind of hard to fix it in like usually. And but like for example, but when I was in SKT, but like Koma coach was like trying to tell like everything that like if you go in the game, like age doesn't matter. He was like, that's what he was like trying to comment first, that before the start of the review, like just say whatever you want, say whatever you think, that if that thing's like wrong, just say it. Like it doesn't really matter about like age, because this is like we're just everyone here to win. So I know there's a cultures that like is gonna be like kind of respectful, that like kind of need to respect for older people, but this is like this is sports. Like it doesn't matter about like who should be the like being more respectful. Like we should just give each other like more respect, like as teammates. Like it doesn't matter about the age. If you have this better idea, just bring up and just try to communicate it. Like that's just best thing. And then there's like gonna be like maybe everyone has like, some of them has a different like mindset, either like what they want to do, then that's the responsibility for the head coach and coach, that like making like one call, like trying to figure out like which way is gonna be the best, that trying to fit our team, like how play styles.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I think that's really all I have for you. This has been Azento from Esports Heaven and Huni from Clutch Gaming. Thank you. I assume if you made it this far, you probably enjoyed the content. So if you did, subscribe, and also check out my other content that's more analytical and opinionated. But otherwise, keep it locked at esportsheaven.com, and I'll see you next time. Peace.